Welcome back to The Explainer. Look, if you're tuning into this, you're the kind of focused learner who wants to understand the absolute bleeding edge of where our world is heading. And today, we are looking directly at a massive impending shift in technology. We're talking about a fundamental transformation that's going to hit us as early as 2026. It is going to completely change how we interact with the digital world. I mean, it will touch literally every single aspect of our digital lives, so getting a grip on it right now is absolutely crucial. To really wrap our heads around the sheer scale of this shift, I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning. But instead of reaching over for your phone and opening 10 different apps to plan that upcoming trip, you just speak. You simply tell your digital assistant, hey, book my flight to New York next Friday. Reserve the cheapest 4-star hotel near Times Square. Compare the travel insurance options and schedule all of that on my calendar. Now think about that for a second. You don't touch a single app. You aren't constantly comparing prices across a dozen different tabs. You don't even open your web browser. The system just does it, all of it, completely on its own. So the massive question staring us right in the face is, what actually happens to the apps we rely on every single day? I know it sounds a bit like science fiction, but guys, it's closer than you think.
Okay, let's dive into Section 1, a world without apps.
And that brings us right to Section 2, chatbots versus AI agents.
All right, to understand how we actually get to this wild, appless future, we've got to look at how our relationship with AI is evolving right this second. The biggest tech companies on the planet are actively racing to build this, and we are officially leaving the era of reactive software. Look at a traditional chatbot. It gives you advice, maybe writes a quick email for you, and then it just stops. It just sits there waiting for you to tell it what to do next. But an AI agent? That is a whole different ballgame. An agent continues working to actually finish the job. This new generation of AI is learning how to think through problems on its own. It takes your complex goals and breaks them down into smaller, manageable steps. It remembers your overall objective, plans the next step, uses software, accesses tools, and it doesn't just sit there waiting for your constant input. It acts entirely on its own.
And this next comparison brilliantly illustrates the shift we're talking about. Think about the fundamental difference between a calculator and an accountant. Right? A calculator is absolutely fantastic at giving you answers, but you still have to know the formulas. You are the one pushing all the buttons. An accountant, on the other hand, understands your overarching financial problems and just solves them for you. You hand over the mess and they figure it out. Today's artificial intelligence is actively making that exact same transition. It's moving away from being a reactive calculator that just spits out text to becoming a proactive accountant that handles complex, multi-step problems entirely on your behalf.
Let's move to Section 3. The invisible app ecosystem.
Think about it like this. For nearly 20 years, our digital lives have relied on a highly fragmented system. We have one app for shopping, another one for banking, yet another for food delivery, and every single task requires a different interface and manual effort from you to bridge the gap between them. But when you introduce AI agents into this mix, a continuous loop of reasoning takes over. It's a 4-step process. First, the agent understands the goal. Second, it formulates a plan. Third, it accesses the necessary software completely on its own. And fourth, it completes the task. Because a single highly intelligent system can execute this loop continuously, it can talk to every single service automatically. So for the very first time in digital history, traditional apps are actually going to become invisible to you. You won't interact with the app anymore, the agent will. Let's look at a concrete example to really lock this concept in. Imagine you give your AI agent a $2,000 vacation request. Instantly, the agent goes to work. It compares the flights. It analyzes the hotels. It checks the weather forecasts. It summarizes thousands of tourist reviews so you don't have to. It selects the best travel insurance. And finally, it updates your work calendar to show you'll be away. Boom, boom, boom. Rapid fire, it fulfills a single voice command by executing this massive chain of interconnected tasks at sheer speed, all without you ever needing to open 20 different websites or juggle a dozen different apps on your phone.
Which leads us to Section 4, the next software revolution.
So the crucial point here is that this isn't some distant pipe dream. Major technology companies are pouring billions upon billions of dollars right now into developing these autonomous systems. They aren't just tweaking algorithms behind the scenes. They are literally laying the groundwork for a completely new way for humans to interface with machines. And their core philosophy boils down to this. Instead of software you operate, you'll have software that operates for you. We are moving from a world of manual operation to a world of pure delegation. You're going to become a manager of your digital life rather than a data entry clerk. This single paradigm shift is expected to completely redefine the entire technology industry from the ground up.
Section 5. The risks of total autonomy.
Now, I want to pause for a second. and abruptly slow down the pacing here. Because handing over complete autonomy to software, that is a massive double-edged sword. When AI begins completing human tasks without our constant oversight, we step into some deeply complex and potentially very dangerous territory, because we aren't just talking about booking vacations anymore. What happens when these autonomous agents start managing our money, or making healthcare choices, or executing binding legal decisions? Can these systems make mistakes? Absolutely they can. I mean, what happens when an agent hallucinates a financial strategy and drains your bank account in 3 seconds flat? The ultimate question we have to face is whether they can truly be trusted to handle our most sensitive, high-stakes tasks autonomously.
It comes down to this. Revolutionary technology creates incredible opportunities, but it also brings unexpected risks. We've seen this play out throughout history, but the scale we're talking about right now is completely unprecedented. AI agents might very well become the most powerful technology humanity has ever built. And because of that immense power, it is going to magnify both the incredible benefits to our daily productivity and the potential fallout when things inevitably go wrong. The stakes have literally never been higher.
Which brings us to our final and honestly most vital thought for today. Who stays in control? If the software operates for us, plans for us, and executes for us, where exactly does the human fit in? I want to leave you pondering those ethical stakes. It is a question every single one of us needs to have an answer to as 2026 approaches. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it gave you a clear, structured understanding of what's coming. Make sure to join us for part 2, where we are going to eagerly explore how these agents actually work under the hood and, crucially, what their impact is going to be on our jobs. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next